Madam Vice Chancellor and President, Chair of the Board of Governors, distinguished members of Senate and faculty, graduating class, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to have been asked to present to you today our honorary graduand. A few weeks ago, one of the classic movie channels showed the film The Lady with the Lamp. This admittedly romanticized image of a woman quietly bringing care and comfort to the sick and wounded of the Crimean War captured the image of the public in the mid-19th century, and it still does today. But Florence Nightingale did more than that. She almost single-handedly founded the profession of nursing as we know it. She founded a nursing school in London, and she campaigned relentlessly for better hospital conditions. Like her, Ginette Rodger was called to care for others. She entered the School of Nursing at the University of Ottawa in 1960, and after receiving her diploma in 1964, decided that she would continue her studies towards a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, an exception rather than the rule in the early 1960s. Graduate studies at the Université de Montréal in nursing administration followed, and for the next 20 years, Ginette Rodger worked tirelessly in the field of public health care and for the advancement of nursing. She then returned to her studies, receiving a PhD in nursing from the University of Alberta in 1995. Ginette Rodger has received many honors for her work, chief among which was her appointment to the Order of Canada in February 2008. She has also received 6 honorary doctorates in recognition of her contribution to legislative changes to the Canada Health Act and to the primary health care agenda of the World Health Organization. She received the Jeanne Mance Award in 2004 from the Canadian Nurses Association, its highest form of recognition, and in 2006, she received the Ontario Hospital Association's Nursing Leadership Award. Just last year, she was named Personality of the Year in Health Science and Technology by Radio-Canada and Le Droit. Committed to advancing the nursing profession and the quality of healthcare at home and abroad, Ginette Rodger is one of the most influential voices of her profession. Her dynamic leadership in organizations such as the Canadian Nurses Association and the International Council of Nurses has provided her colleagues with a strong voice on healthcare policy and has influenced nursing practices in Canada and abroad. Currently, Senior Vice President of Professional Practice and Chief Nursing Executive at the Ottawa Hospital, she initiated a national model of nursing recognized for its innovative interprofessional approach to patient care. She continues to serve as a role model and a mentor. We are fortunate in Ottawa that Dr. Rodger agreed to play this pivotal role in our community, of which Carleton University is privileged to be a member. As such, Madam Vice Chancellor, in recognition of a distinguished career in healthcare, and an outstanding contribution to the advancement of the nursing profession and to improving the effectiveness of health services in Ottawa, throughout Canada, and indeed around the world, I respectfully request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Ginette Rodger.
Thank you. Too fast, I didn't get to award the degree yet. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Faculty Senate and the Board of Governors of Carleton University, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations. Félicitations.
Madame la Présidente, Rosanne O'Reilly Runta, Distinguished Chair of the Board, Monsieur Jacques Shore, Madame Gail Larose, merci beaucoup pour la citation. Governor and Senate members, deans and faculty members, graduating class, and family and friends. C'est un grand honneur pour moi de recevoir ce doctorat. It's a great honor to receive a doctorate of law, honoris causa, from Carleton University. I am touched, and I thank the university for this recognition, but particularly for your recognition of the contribution of the nursing profession to the Canadian society and the international society in the realm of health policy. I'm grateful to be a vehicle for this recognition, and I am absolutely delighted to join the rank of Carleton alumni. I have to tell you that one of my sons graduated here from engineering and did a master in aeronautical engineers, so we're on the same alumni. So that's double touching. As I prepare these remarks, I was suggested that I share some of my learning based on my life experience and what lies ahead for you as new graduate, as much as one can have a crystal ball. So I took that as my guide. What brings us to our respective profession is often a passion for the areas we choose. So for you in public affairs today, your passion is in political science, in economics, in political economy, in social work. And our education provides us the means to be more effective and more efficient in our action, and to be able to mold the organization we work in and the society we live in. I learned very early in my career that if you have a clear goal or a vision of what you want to do, if you join in a group that are kindred spirits with you, and you use a systematic approach to it, with determination, you're always successful. And the first time I realized that, I was a graduate student at the University of Montreal. Fairly naive in the political action process, the government of Quebec had decided to open the Health Professions Act. And at the time, there was no legislation to cover nursing, only medicine. And that had created several problems in society. So a group of students, one night, around a kitchen table, drinking red wine, we decided that we'd get a legislation for nursing. Well, that was the first foray in having a goal, using a systematic process, and determination. You're like a dog with a bone in your mouth, and you only quit when you're done, so you're always successful. Well, we embarked into this process, and 2 years later, the first legislation in Quebec was proclaimed, and it was the second most advanced legislation in the world with exclusive exercise and exclusive title. And only recently, after 25 years, did they change the definition in the legislation that we wrote that night at that kitchen table. So that was my first experience. As executive director of the Canadian Nurses, when the Canada Health Act was created using two other legislation, we felt that it was an opportunity to revamp and to make sure that the Canada Health Act would be a real good platform for the future of our healthcare system in this country. And we saw that as an opportunity. We had a goal. We were against extra billing and user fees because we saw it was a deterrent for people, very often the least fortunate people in our society, not to enter into the healthcare system. So we were against extra billing and user fee. We also thought that the legislation should be open so that all health professionals could be a point of entry to the healthcare system, not only medicine, and that long-term care and community services should be supported. We got together with colleagues, not only nurses, But we contacted some of your colleagues in political science, in economy, in constitutional law. We went to get the church group, the farmers group, the anti-poverty group. We banded together. And when the Canada Health Act was proclaimed, the only amendment in that legislation was the amendment that this group did. And to this day, you still read about how come a group of professionals that had no political infrastructure, no money, and no experience in political action could be the only one to get amendment in the Canada Health Act. Vision, team, process, determination. As a member of the International Council of Nurses, when the World Health Organization decided it would change its way to provide primary health care in the world, and they would go in program management where it didn't matter who was in the team to provide care, as long as the team leader would be a physician, which of course did not make sense not because the team leader couldn't be the physician, but most of the people in the field providing care in a lot of the developing countries were the nurses. So we banded together, working with our government in Canada, lobbying the executive committee of the World Health Organization, and turned the agenda around, and even got a public apologies from the CEO of the World Health Organization for mistakenly trying to eradicate some of the profession in the world. And to this day, the agenda has turned around and fulfilled its mandate in the world. But it doesn't only work when you're a student in a province or in a country or internationally. It works in everyday life. Some years back, I had a dream. The dream was to do a PhD in my discipline, nursing, in my country. There was 52 programs in the United States, none in Canada. And the reason in Canada was they didn't think that nursing science had a body of knowledge or was a science. And therefore, we didn't have any. We mounted a lobby to get it funded in Alberta, and I was the first student admitted in a regular funded program, in a PhD program in nursing in 1991. Right now, there's over 15 programs in this country, and last year, at the last count, they had 100 PhD students in nursing at the University of Alberta. The same recipe or elements. So these examples prove to me that as professionals, when we join forces with one another, we can change the world. Having worked with teams of health professionals on all continents of the world, I have learned one great thing, and it's a profound appreciation for my country, for Canada that we live in. Our open democracy affords us to be able to mold our society and our world. So, what lies ahead for you is fairly evident. In my view, whatever this degree represents for you, and whatever the next phase of your career is, you have acquired the knowledge and the ability to make a difference, and I submit to you that education is a privilege that comes with the responsibility to create a better world, to fully live as a citizen and as a professional. The only limit of your impact will be created by you. So, to exercise power and influence in organization and society, it all starts in the mind. Dear graduate, all the best in your career, and congratulations for this great success today to you and to your family and friends who have supported you during this important phase of your life. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.